Good afternoon. In continuation with our morning session on cultural traditions of Ram Katha in Northeast, we have gathered here to watch documentary film on folk traditions of Ram Katha in Northeast by Mr. Bappa. It will be followed by his talk, for which he is not ready, but we will request him to give some remarks on it. This particular film was made between year 2008 and 2008. This documentary was made as a part of project initiated by IGNCA, the Intangible Heritage. The 30 minutes film, it is an edited version of a 90 minutes original film. It's a great pleasure to introduce Mr. Bappa. Mr. Bappa is anthropological ethnographic filmmaker and has been working among the rural and tribal communities, documenting their lifestyles and livelihoods for last 4 decades. Apart from life studies, filmmaking has been used as a tool to empower tribal communities through education and literacy. Mr. Bappa has received several national and international awards in the field of visual anthropology ethnography. He is served on the Army Council, Scientific Training Film and Television Institute, Kolkata. First, we watched the movie.
As long as the mountain ranges stand and the rivers flow on earth, so long will this Ramayana survive upon the lips of men. The great Indian epics of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata have always been and continue to be subjects for storytellers. In India, as in many other parts of the world, stories were born long before the written word. Traveling singers from different places would thus expose variations in the same story. Oral transmission and reliance on people's memory for story materials are mainly responsible for different Ramayana versions that vary from region to region. The Ramayana is the story of Sita, daughter of King Janak of Mithila, her birth and childhood, her celebrated marriage to the crown prince of Ayodhya, the initial happiness, and the 14 turbulent years that followed because Ram was banished from the kingdom by his father, himself a victim of palace intrigue. The story recounts the abduction of Sita by Ravan, king of Lanka. Ram's war with Lanka, and the couple's joyful return to Ayodhya. For the last 2000 years or more, the Ramayana, which first sprang to life in India, has been transplanted to countries of South, East and Southeast Asia. The epic was assimilated and transformed by the host countries according to local history, geography, and way of life. In the Brahmaputra Valley, Ramkatha appeared in various forms as presented by Madhav Kundoli, Shankardev, Madhavdev, and Ananta Kundoli. The people of the Barak Valley in Tripura were introduced to the Ramayana through compositions of Madhav Kundoli of medieval Kamrup and Kavi Kritivas of Bengal. The Ramayana in the Barak Valley is popularly known as Lanka Kand.
মাতামাতো রামচন্দ্র প্রভু কি জয় মাতামাতো রামচন্দ্র প্রভু কি জয়
The entire story is divided into chapters or kands, which are performed by the Vishnu Priya Manipuris on different religious occasions.
বাদরে গেইলা গীত স্বর্গ থেয়া দৌ ভাবি ওইলাই আনন্দ ইন্দ্রজিতর সৈন্য সব লম করে নইল মোরার দলে অসুর দুগ লুকিয়া খাইলা মোরা অসুর দগি চাইর বেলা চেইতারা যুদ্ধর ভামুদালা দেহা চিংলেই দাপ ছুটলা চিংলেই দাপ দিতারা পিঠের চেইতারা বাদরের সৈন্যই নাকি তাল করিয়া আইতারা এসাদে করিয়া দুদিকে লাগা ইন্দ্রজিতর বউ গেরা বদরাং বেল্লা হুনে হুনে দশানন ইন্দ্রজিতর কুশল আজ এই যুদ্ধর মাঝে মারল পাঙ্কাল পা লক্ষণ
Besides narrations and discourses on the Ramayana, the facts have been translated into Kirtan, which is popularly known as Ramayana Palagan in the region.
মুনি বলছে গো পত্নী কথা করো হে শ্রবণ সীতাকে নিয়ে যাব
রামের অযোধ্যা ভুবন
সেই কথা মুনি পত্নী
যখনই শুনিল
হস্তের কোষে ধরায় রেখে
কাঁদিতে লাগিল
আর বলছে গো মুনি ঠাকুর সীতার দুটি ছেলে দণ্ডে দণ্ডে মা মা বলে কাঁদতেছে আর ওই চির দুঃখিনী সীতা বনের মধ্যে কাল যাপন করছে আপনি যদি পারেন তাকে নিয়ে যান আমি তার অনুমতি দিতে পারবো না তখন মুনি ঠাকুর কি কার্য করলো সীতার আঙ্গিনায় এসে
উপনীত হলো
আপন গলার পৈতা দিয়ে হস্ত করিয়া বন্ধ আর ভিক্ষা দাও রাজলক্ষ্মী বলে
দাঁড়ালো তখন
কিভাবে ভিক্ষা চাহিল ভিক্ষার কথা লক্ষ্মী গো সীতা যখন শুনিল
The former princely state of Tripura was ruled for many years by Maharajas of the Manikya dynasty.
আমার নাই মাতা
নয় পিতা
আমার কেহ নাই নিবন্ধ ভেরে
This hilly state was acquainted with the Ramkatha since the beginning of its royal dynasty. King Purusen, the 23rd descendant of the Chandra dynasty of Tripura, is said to have attended the sacrifice performed by King Dashrath at Ayodhya.
রামং লক্ষণং ধ্রুবজং রঘুবরং সীতাপতিং সুন্দরা কাকুষ্ঠং করুণাময়ো গুণনিধি বিপ্রপ্রিয়ং ধর্মিকং.
Such kirtans are composed on Lord Krishna based on Srimad Bhagavad. These kirtaniyas are found in Vishnupriya Manipuri communities of Barak Valley and Tripura.
সপ্তমে উত্তরাকাণ্ডে শুনো সর্বজন পিতা পুত্রে যুদ্ধ হবে কদলীরবন. বাল্মীক মুনি লব কুশকে বলতেছেন. মুনি বলে লব কুশ ভাই দুইজন পড়িয়া পণ্ডিত হইলা তোমরা দুইজন. ধনুর্বাণ লইয়া দুহে নাচো একবার ধনু বিদ্যা দেখিবার বাসনা আমার. এই কথা মুনি গোসাই কহিল যখন জয় জয় বলিয়া দুই ভাই ধনুক তুলি নিল. দেখো রে কিবা শোভা হইল রে. দেখো রে দেখো.
Folk songs are composed on the Ramayana, reflecting the great role it plays in the social and cultural life of the region. The Karbis have a folk version of the Ramayana, which is popularly known as Shabi Nalun. It is an oral tradition which has only recently been written down. The tradition of song and music in Karbi society started with the Shabi Nalun.
I pin so plang play a Karabi li Taiwan non ne abji o bongsa bi mi lori zi o bongsa bi mi lori.
Shabin is considered to be the original composer and singer, and in Karbi language, Loon means song. It literally means Shabin songs, which were composed by Hemfu, the supreme creator, akin to Lord Vishnu. Shabi Nalun is a rhythmic ballad which consists of 562 couplets. Sung in a sweet repetitive tone in a slow tempo, singers usually take 3 days to complete reciting the Shabi Nalun.
Kena and Rama are twin brothers. They grow up, and while out hunting one day, they accidentally injure the daughter of a god. They must compensate by working in the god's household for 3 whole years.
The Ramayana story was accepted by the Mizos as a traditional tale, or Twanthu in Mizo. They had imbibed the concept of divinity attached to Ram and Lakshman in such a manner that both have been incorporated into the Mizo family of gods. In fact, the creation of the rice plant is ascribed to them. This is evident from an invocation recited by a Mizo Balpu or traditional priest while practicing divination with the help of a few grains of rice put on his palm. You, the mother and father of paddy, your roots covered vast land. Your shoots pierced the sky. You were created by Kena and Rama to predict the truth. Groups like the Thai Khamtis moved into Assam with Ramayans of their own. The Thai Khamtis of Arunachal Pradesh are an ancient people who spread out to different lands of Asia. The Thai homeland was in the region of Kulung Mountains of Central Asia in the upper reaches of the Huangbo River of China. Under pressure from the Chinese and the Mongols, the Thais moved further south, southwest and southeast along the courses of great rivers, the Irrawaddy, Salween, Menam, Mekong and Brahmaputra. Thai Khamti literature is very rich, with hundreds of manuscripts carefully preserved in Buddhist homes and monasteries. The literary works of the Khamtis are vast and include dramatic performing arts with themes usually drawn from the Ramayana. These volumes are written in scholarly poetical style with flowing rhyme, rich in assonance and alliteration. The Khamti lore of Ramayana is called Ramamang, and in this, Sita is often referred to as Nangfe Sita or Devi Sita. These versions were inspired to some extent by the Naga versions of Southeast Asia. Dorangi Khulya Bhauria from Darang district of mainland Assam is an innovation on earlier traditional forms of folk drama. This form, which was once quite popular in the Kamrup and Mangaldai eras, also has most of its themes drawn from stories in the Ramayana. The Ojas, who are professional singers, perform songs on subjects from the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The Oja is the leader of the chorus or pali, which consists of 3 or 4 assistants. During a performance, the Oja also engages in dialogues with the chief right hand or Dainapali on subjects related to the theme being performed, and the two can even trade jokes to keep their audience amused. Such practice might have come down from the days of performance of the Valmiki Ramayana.
Hey! Koon bandota hoy? Hey! Hey! Rana! Amar kumar mama marta lagu. Mama! আজকে পিকিলা ইয়ার বয়স কিমান মান হ'ব বেচা দছ 5000 এই যে মুক্তপুরের একটা ঘটল পুরিব তহতর ঘর হংখর জয় হিতরাম জয় হিতরাম জয় হিতরাম
Majuli is the abode of Assamese Vaishnavite culture started by Sri Shankar Dev. The Vaishnavite preacher and social reformer who came here in the 15th century. Shankar Dev and later his disciple Madhav Dev propagated a form of Vaishnavism called Ekasarna Nama Dharma, the religion of the sole refuge of the name of the Lord, known as a Mahapurushiya Dharma. Even today, their namghars or congregation halls are the center of religious activities in many villages. Shankar Dev was a renowned poet and writer who produced theological works in Sanskrit. Shankar Dev's plays, in which the illustrious lives of Ram and Krishna were depicted, were tools to propagate Vaishnavism. His literary works like Kirtan Ghosha, Bhakti Ratnakara, and dramatic compositions like Rukmani Haran, Kaliya Daman, and Keli Gopal later gave birth to a rich cultural ethos that went to nourish theatrical, literary, and dance traditions, not just in Assam, but in the entire Northeast. The integral elements of religious practice are the performances, of which the most important elements are the Gayans or singers and Bayans or musicians, Sutradhar, the storyteller, Ankiya Geets or songs, and Bhemal or dances. Important and popular characters like the Sutradhar and Krishna have specific characteristics to their dance movements. This rich musical heritage serves to preserve the devotional elements of the Vaishnavite tradition as a part of the Satra heritage.
Pistore, no? Prathamang
মাধব মাধব ইত্যুক্তা এ নত্তা নারায়ণং এ সভাসদ সম্বুদ্ধা
The Ramayana will remain a document that represents our values and man's basic desire to conquer evil, the evil that we can see and the evil that lies within. Ancient performing arts like Putula Nach or puppet dance, Ojabali, Dhulya Nach or dance with drums, Kusangan that dramatically narrates stories from the great epics and popular legends had great appeal. And Shankardev crystallized these art forms, resulting in Ankiya Nat, which became the earliest form of Assamese stage drama. The main accompaniment is the khol, a barrel-shaped drum, and tal or cymbals. With the khol and tal, musicians conduct the bhavana from beginning to end, reciting many verses. Before the actual performance starts, the Gayans and Bayans enter the stage with two persons holding a white cloth screen in front of them, and this is withdrawn as soon as they are seated. The performance uses cho or effigies and mukha, which are life-size grotesque masks of Ravan, Yam, Kumbhakarn, Hanuman, Kalinag, Garudpaki, etc. These are made by the Khanikar, specialized village artisans who are experts in making wooden and earthen images of gods. These effigies and masks are essential elements of bhavanas. One of Shankardev's plays, Ram Vijay, dealt with the marriage of Ram and Sita and Ram's humbling of Parshuram and has survived to this day. In the episode beginning with the wedding of Ram and Sita, the court turns into a battle scene moments after the marriage as Parshuram enters, and a battle between him and Vishwamitra is followed by a battle between him and Ram. Among the many great stories of the world, the Ramayana finds its place as an immortal epic, a Mahakavya in its true sense. Besides its religious and ethical values, is basically a dominant cultural text. In the context of Northeast India in particular, and the whole country in general, the Ramayana has served the purpose of cultural integration unlike any other text. Today, we have mere glimpses of a once rich oral tradition of storytelling.
Somaiya Institute hosting me here, and it's a beautiful experience. It's a project which we have done almost 20 years back, and Dr. Molly Kaushal is here from the IGNCA, and she did. I mean, we worked together for this project. I mean, it took us almost 1.5 years or 2 years, and it's a big film. Actually, it's a 2 hours project. We started down in the smaller version so we can carry it and can show, influence a lot of people that they can take care of the research and go back. Like today, the lady was talking about the Karbi. And at one point, we've been thinking of doing a project on Karbi again, go back. But I shot a brief sequences of what you have seen, the areas we have seen. I have shot complete section, but I edited later on to bring it to a 30 minutes film. And apart from, I have done a lot of work in Northeast. Northeast, almost my second home. I mean, I go on and off, and even if I don't like, I just travel Northeast. And I recently, I have done a very interesting film on Brahmaputra, which is again for Molly ji. She's here. No, you did. And that film traveled a lot of places, and it is very interesting film. So, and it's on YouTube. You can go for Mighty Brahmaputra. So, and apart from, ma'am, what I supposed to say? I mean, if you have any question, I can, but I'm not here being academic, you know, like I am not academic, I'm a filmmaker. My job is storytelling. I'm a storyteller. So anything you give me, I'll create the story and tell you the story. So, and this is the way I try to interpret it. But any filmmaker will get excited when you do something on the Ramayana. You know, Ramayana has a story, it has a drama, it has a fiction, it has all possible. So, and so any filmmaker try to create those kind of image, you know, like try to shoot that image. So I always enjoyed watching Ramayana and seeing the, you know, we have seen several films, very good films have been made on Ramayana intellectually and also commercially. But that's it. I don't know. Any question? I mean, anybody wants to ask anything? That's important because you know, the area we traveled, it was not a good time that time. It was a lot of especially in the Karbi, we took the police escort to go to that area. I mean, it was pretty bad. And then shooting, they went like we carried the key camera. And we carried the key camera, so because we cannot ask them to do the repeat and repeat and this. So we got to have them whatever they do. And but we had really resource persons, like we had involved the Govt University, some of the people who be researching and all that. So they told me like, you go there, you meet the gentleman, and then you can get that. So we organized, we did a very good homework. And basically we need to make a does that blueprint, like we do sit down, do that blueprint, and then go forward. And so we went to see Canada, some places like, and we travel, you can see the whole country, it's not this. And very interesting thing that the company, the one which you have seen, that it was very interesting, since I made them, because I did another film on the Buddhism in Northeast. So a company is a Buddhist community, and they came from the Burma and that area, and they've been to dance beautiful. I think you have seen some of the Southeast Asian dances, Bali and all, and most beautiful. And I spoke to the monkey king. I'm talking about 20 years back when he was a celebrity. Now he's not going and I haven't got. So I asked him like, sir, when did you see that kind of dance? And then said like, man, Chalisa, what I made. I mean, it also needs 40 years to go back to that. Then we thought of it. When I asked Dr. Bonikoshal, I said, like, man, this is the best, revive that dance again. And I tried, it could have done, but it needs a lot of form to that. You got to sit down, get them a break, get a good dancer. There's a lot of people and from the Northeast now, they're going, especially from Mumbai, they've been traveling to Southeast Asia to learning that dance. And it's a very interesting that not only we could have lead and dance back again. And still we can. It's not that late. Maybe you need a resource, get the people, get the researcher to work on it. So one can. And it was a tough job. It took us 6 months to complete this project. Shooting part of it. And it was 1.5 years to compile the whole. And it's a 2-hour project, muscle, and we started in like 30 minutes, and we carry because the man travels a lot of places, so they carry their Ramayana. And the last version, what you see, they carried it just in that mental cinema scope. And they keep a whole film, and they people say, why are you showing this film here? So I probably I did the snow, so we got the thing that the whole street full of. Because the time is changing, like every day they are also looking up, like you see that kind of films in RRR and all that. So everything gets bigger than bigger. I don't see it. The Rahul is also like a 5-story building. Rahul is walking with the person. So Rahul is not that rapid to us, but the change has come, so you got to go along with the time and make the use of the time. So let's ask. Please.
Is there anything that some interesting facts about Ramayana you gathered by traveling to so many places in Assam? Because I understand that you're a Bengali, so we have a Bengali culture in it. What is it different that you gather by?
No, first of all, I want to take it to very clear because someone was talking to the seminar, when you were talking with the 201. It's they take it as a oral tradition. Today, I come to this your age, and I listen to a story from you. I take the same story, I go to my home, and I tell the same story, may not be complete that. So I add it to the way I want to tell the story.
Yes, so I want to know the additions that you gather.
No, that is again academic goes on to sit on research and find out like what exactly the changes. Like man told you can say something about something. No, it's always reference here. No, but anyhow, especially when I've been working with I've never been outsider. Because they speak Bengali, I've been also, and I was also when they were doing Kirtana. She's crying, we all also start my cameras going on the page. I feel that when they're talking about two brothers and like love, push and all. So emotion, it's there and very interesting that you see the emotion they have. As they go down, village to village, it's not that it took me almost an hour to carry that into the group. They've been traveling, they said, I need then the daily follow, taught them, shot them for 3 days, learn the job. Like that. So we did that Bengali, apart from that, I didn't have much of a problem, because I had a whole unit from Northeast. So they speak to their own name, and so it was really interesting. Difference or I gather anything. It was emotional, like when you film, it's emotional. I didn't look for the impact. Maybe I might look for some changes, but for me, I didn't really feel it. But we enjoyed doing this project. Thank you very much.
Thank you. May I now request Dr. Somaiya to felicitate Mr. Bappa.